And we are live. Welcome everyone. This is your host, Abraham L. Jaguar. I will do a sound check in a few moments. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Durandal. This is a tabletop RPG set in the epic world of Charlemagne's court, featuring mythic chivalry and legendary warriors. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. A moment please while I check the sound. Sounds good. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released New Flash, a future noir tabletop RPG where cyberpunk meets biological horror. You'll find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Okay. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Detri Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay what you want tabletop RPG, where you play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. Find it in their website. The links will be in the description, the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Era Zone's Inquest prototype tabletop RPGs. This Kickstarter features a collection of scene format tabletop role-playing games ready to play, but with minimal artwork and minimal playtesting. It's a wild collection of ideas covering everything from science fantasy, fiction, horror, you name it. The link will be in the description, the pinned comment as well. So yes, we are playing Triangle Strategy, the campaign. Let me count again. Ah, sounds good. Apparently, well, if you notice any problems with the sound, very difficult to tell because I'm doing it live and looking at the recording. Looks like the sound is okay. Okay. We are getting ready to defend our ally from the evil forces of Laura. Well, Avlora is a bit like a pawn, but still part of the Frosty forces are attacking. Let me check my inventory. Looks like they are have everyone equipped. I don't think there is a battle right now. Character stories? What? While working on the riverbank, Erador recounts tales from his and Benedict's youth. Well, let's check it out.
Once we have stacked those sandbags, we should be well fortified against even the fiercest deluge.
Leave it to me. This old wolf has some vim in him yet.
Oh, he's pretty fast.
Phew. Haven't used some of those muscles since before I can remember.
I must say, when I saw the enormity of the task before us, I did not think we would finish in mere bells. I had braced myself for a full day of labor, at the very least.
Thank Benedict for that. We'd still be searching for weaknesses in our perimeter had he not been guiding us.
Indeed, but let us not understate Eridor's feats of strength.
Come now, Eridor. How many times must I tell you to be delicate with the sandbags? We only have so many at hand.
I hear you, I hear you. I'll treat him as delicately as my lady love, in the absence of one.
Oh,
Now is not the time for jests, Eridor.
If you don't want me complaining and you don't want me jesting, then I guess I'll just shut my mouth.
To hear them trading barbs like children, you would never think they work so well together.
Wisdom and strength. Two pillars that keep House Wolfort standing strong.
Wisdom, eh? He wasn't always that way. Took him plenty of failing to get where he is now.
ah,
I find that difficult to believe.
Is there something you wish to share with us, Eridor?
Might be. Maybe you've forgotten the folly of 20 years past, but my mind is a steel trap. And what's our task for today?
Oh, Benedict when he was young.
We are to deliver this message to Lady Destra with all haste.
He speaks the same.
Seems simple enough. Send a bird.
I would not trust a bird in this rain. A horse would be more reliable, and swifter besides.
Is that so? I respectfully disagree, my friend. Either way, I'm not going to be the one nursing you back to health if you catch the chills.
Shall we make it a wager, then? Send a bird, and we shall see who reaches Lady Destra first. You had best hurry.
Oh, he was very competitive.
Benedict. Off he goes. Well then, where are those damned hawks? As I recall, Benedict arrived at around the same time as the hawk. If it were a sunny day, he might have won.
Ah, the folly of youth. Many of our best days were spent in Lord Simon's service. We made many such wagers, in an attempt to get into Lord Simon and Lady Destra's good graces.
I remember when...
I believe we have had enough reminiscing for one day, Eridor.
He wants him to stop talking about his errors.
Don't be such a harsh taskmaster, Benedict. Where's the harm in a story?
Ask me that again when the floodwaters break through our meager fortifications. There is much to do and little time to do it. Wouldn't you agree, Anna?
Me?
Old friends or old enemies? Sometimes it is hard to tell with those two.
Whatever the case, our work's done for the day. And there's nothing like a hard drink after hard labor. You two care to join me?
I would love to. Please, regale me with more tales of your youth.
And Benedict is like, no, no, please stop.
I see no harm in one drink.
Let's be off then.
Shall we invite Benedict along?
You'd only be wasting your breath.
Now that you mention it, I do not believe I have ever seen you two sharing drinks.
Spirits cloud the mind, so I rarely drink.
They're also not good for the body.
When I do partake, however, I prefer to do so in quiet. I fear Eridor would only spoil that.
Huh. They're a bit at odds with each other. Okay. The Asprosti army arrives in Hulks to deal with the ever-defiant Landroy. Woohoo!
Far too much blood has been spilled.
I know how loyal you were to the late King Regna.
Oh no, Landroy is about to lose.
We may be enemies, but you still have my respect. I would invite you to join our ranks.
He only wants to use him. Sora is treacherous.
You would dishonor me so.
I prefer it to your death.
Save your pity for someone who needs it.
You'll get there in time.
Your master will never have our loyalty, even if it means the end of the three high houses.
Getting killed. Oh, Landroy, yes.
Your Majesty, I serve you even in death.
He was loyal to the end. What did she realize? She realized something.
His plot foiled and bested in battle by House Wolford, Silvio Tellior flees, leaving everything behind. House Fawkes fights valiantly, but ultimately loses to General of Laura's army, and joins their late king in death. Of Glenbrook's three high houses, Wolfort, Tellior, and Fawkes, two are felled by the iron hammer of Esfrost. House Wolfort now stands alone, in more peril than ever.
So, two of Glenbrook's three high houses have fallen. Esfrost's invasion took me by surprise at first, but this is quite the interesting turn.
That's comeback. Sorcery guy. Care about people.
Now Wolfort stands alone, having lost both the crown and its allies. There is no better time for us to act.
We're the same.
Then let us set the trap, brimming with bait enough to lure them in and keep them there.
As you command. The famed High House of the Salt Iron War will soon be under your thumb, my lord.
Oh, they also want to betray
Having
us.
control of their land will make our deliveries that much easier.
Indeed, and House End will prosper more than ever. Brute strength is not the only path to victory. A truly wise man can win without ever drawing his sword.
So we cannot trust Hysant either. We only have like one ally in Hysant.
My lord, a bird from Sorsley End of Hysant has arrived. He has offered to send us provisions and funds in light of our situation.
A most welcome offer, to be sure, but
No. There's a trap. There's something there.
why would he extend a helping hand to us now? Could he be after something?
Could be poisoned food.
Undoubtedly, there are regrettably none so altruistic amongst the Saintly Seven.
As usual, among the saintly, you find the most devilish one among saints.
Seeing as Minister Sorsley has never shown much interest in other nations, I can only surmise this is a ploy to put House Wolfort in his debt.
Or worse.
As I suspected. but our people and soldiers need all the help they can get.
Look for another ally in Hysan, not him.
Let us accept his proposal.
Oh no!
We can deal with whatever ulterior motives he may have once we are back on our feet.
Understood. We shall discuss our countermeasures at another time.
I would have sent someone to talk with the honorable guy at the tournament. Who came? That's also from Hysan. Save the game. And go to the encampment. See if there are training missions. No, no training mission. Ah, what is that? Avlora reports into Gustadolf, who uses on next move. Oh no. That can't be good.
Congratulations on your victory in the Falk's domain, General.
Thank you, sir. They were proud warriors. And Lord Landroy a formidable foe despite his age.
I imagine he was content to breathe his last on his beloved fields. 30 years have passed since the Salt Iron War. It was time he was put to rest beside that bygone era. Avlora, it is time you had a rest as well.
What do you mean by that, Your Grace?
Your soldiers have fought long and hard. Any longer and their morale may suffer for it.
But what of House Wolford? Prince Roland is still with them. Is that not cause for concern?
There are no lords left worth worrying about. House Wolford stands alone after Roland's uprising.
Even so, we would do well not to underestimate them. Even standing alone, they once changed the course of the Salt Iron War.
House Wolford is no longer the hunter, but the hunted. Or do you believe you understand something that I do not, General?
No. Forgive me, Your Grace.
It was very foolish not to listen to Avlora's advice. Not that she's extremely wise, but it looks like she noticed something. Roland requests a favor of Benedict, who responds with a shocking proposition.
You wish to speak to me, Your Highness?
I wish to leave the Wolford domain.
What?
And you want me to persuade Lord Serenoa?
Yes. Though I doubt he will welcome the conversation after the scales have spoken. But the people are tired. Their expressions grim. And this castle is no different.
Even so, the decision was made together.
Yes. But I think we all know that I am at the source of our troubles. The responsibility ultimately falls to me.
But he's also the source of hope. He's the surviving member of the legitimate royal family. He's not thinking straight.
If you truly wish to take responsibility, then I do have an idea.
And I would hear it.
Give me that ring.
But this is proof that I belong to the royal family. What would you do with it?
Have you die for your people.
They're going to fake his death. They keep him dead, but he's still alive, and that way they stop chasing him. And he can make like a grand appearance, like, I was alive all along. Okay.
Hey, boss, come take a look at this.
Who is that?
The poor soul. Or maybe not so poor, judging by these clothes.
What?
Hey, Pa! Remember what I said about that reward money?
Of course I do. This might just be him.
No way, what sort of plan is this? Is that Roland?
Pa, take a look at this!
A shiny ring, huh? Is that, the royal emblem? This has got to be Prince Roland!
Weird plan that Benedict put into motion?
The corpse is regrettably too damaged to identify, but the royal signet is unmistakable.
They killed one of the enemies, probably one of the enemies, and they placed the ring, and because it is too decomposed, they cannot ascertain that he's actually Roland.
Aside from Cordelia, there is only one who would wear the royal family's ring.
Another thing they could have done, just to be sure, was to decapitate the corpse. That way they have even a more difficult time identifying it. That's why in real life it doesn't always happen. Sometimes they do it for ritualistic purposes. Science fiction YouTube, when they find corpses without head and hands, that's because they do that so that it's more difficult to identify the corpse.
There can be no doubt. This is Prince Roland.
Excuse me, Your Grace, but about that reward.
No reward, right?
Thalas, give them their coin.
Yes, brother.
Thank you kindly for your generosity, Your Grace.
What a waste. Is this truly how the kingdom of Glenbrook meets its end?
House Wolfort are no fools. Their friend was only a liability.
He thinks that we killed Roland because he thinks we are as rotten as him.
They have spared themselves by forsaking the prince. They may have escaped, but there are none who would help them.
He's not thinking clearly, because if House Wolford wanted to kill Roland, protect themselves, they would have made it public, or they would have delivered the corpse.
There is no reason for us to concern ourselves with House Wolfort any longer.
A shame.
Sister is going to...
Your poor brother, betrayed by his most trusted friend.
Sister is going to realize that it's not true.
Oh, Roland.
Oh no, she's also tricked. She didn't realize the trick, Light and Shadow completed. Save your game, of course. Of course.
The news of Prince Roland's death spreads across the land like wildfire. With his demise, seemingly comes the end of the Kingdom of Glenbrook. But only days later, a proclamation is made that would bind Esfrost and Glenbrook. Bearer of the royal signet and last heir to the throne of Glenbrook, Cordelia is to ascend as queen.
Ooh.
And wed Archduke Gustave.
Oh no! We have to stop them. We have to stop them. I don't even want to imagine.
Princess Cordelia is to wed the Archduke? What is the meaning of this? Gustadolf is the very one who invaded Glenbrook.
But King Regna is to blame for trying to monopolize the mines.
But that's a lie.
What does it matter who the princess weds as long as Glenbrook lives on?
Yeah, that's the mentality of most people. They don't care about ethics, loyalty, right, wrong, as long as they are living happy. But they don't realize that their happiness is a fickle thing.
It damn well matters to me.
Very dumb.
My people, our days of late have been dark and filled with strife. Both Glenbrook and Esfrost have suffered countless losses.
If I were Cordelia and I had just seen my brother murdered, I would tell the people, fight now until the death, because that's their destiny under the rule of Esfrost. They're going to enslave them and they're going to use them as cannon fodder.
And we have lost both of our beloved princes. For that, I offer you my deepest condolences. May they all rest in peace. As you all know, my father was sentenced to death for his role in this tragic event.
Cordelia is very weak.
But how do we come to grips with our sorrow and anger? How do we atone for our mistakes?
That's not a queen.
Esfrost does not deserve your forgiveness. Do not submit to Gustadolf's will.
That soldier is more noble than her.
Let us recognize our sins as such and move forward.
Very weak.
Archduke Gustadolf has magnanimously given us another chance. A chance to see Glenbrook to a fair and free future.
Roland is the only one in the royal family that is worth a damn.
As the queen of this kingdom, I, Cordelia of House Glenbrook, do hereby accept the warmth and governance of Esfrost, and swear to do everything in my power to usher in an age of peace with the Archduke.
Have to take action.
With all due respect, sir, I do not believe Queen Cordelia to be fit for ruling Glenbrook.
Exactly.
She does not need to be. She is to be our figurehead, a place for the people to focus both their hope and discontent.
You always do that.
And while the poor people of Glenbrook stumble in the dark, we shall establish a new government, one based in freedom.
Ah, yes. After all, you're the liberator, right, Gustadolf? You're not a tyrant at all.
Once the people have had a taste of true freedom Esfrost would offer them, there will be no turning back. By the time Cordelia births an heir, both this kingdom and its people will belong solely to Esfrost.
Bread and circus.
I would be loath to stand upon a political battlefield. It is far more heartless than those of war.
I am simply breathing new life into a kingdom of tired traditions. The people will thank me for it in time.
Avlora made the wrong choice. And she's already responsible of the death of Roland's brother. And our ally.
My brothers, I swear to avenge you.
Oh, so she's trying to, like, play her cards? Like, acting in the background? I'm not sure if she's up to it. Character stories. Play the game first. Roland reminisces during a training session with Terranova. Wow.
Yeah.
They're really going at it.
You've gotten better, my friend. Much better.
Only because I've had you to train with.
And how far behind would I be without Sir Maxwell's tutelage? The Dawnspear himself is my personal mentor. And still you're all but my equal.
It's been a while since we last sparred. It takes time to adapt to a new opponent.
Perhaps so. Anyhow, I always enjoy our skirmishes. No better way to clear my head after another quarrel with Father. Must all three nations be part of this mining venture? I've yet to hear a convincing argument as to why.
You do not hear because you do not listen.
Or King of Glenbrook. He was too naive.
Hyzant offers nothing but a sliver of their vast riches. Something we could easily do without. I understand the advantage of involving Esfrost. Their expertise speeds things along immeasurably. But Hyzant, have you at least demanded they lower the taxes on salt? Such a change would be welcomed by our subjects and enrich their daily lives. We cannot concede everything while gaining naught in return. Surely you see this, Father.
Main weakness of Glenbrook is that they didn't have anything to buffer. That is, on the side of Acefrost, you had technology, military might as well. And on the side of Hyzant, they had salt. It was mostly that's why this Salt Iron War. Both forces were almost equally matched, but Acefrost had the iron, Hyzant the salt, Glenbrook had nothing.
It has been decided, and I will hear no more. You presume upon matters you do not comprehend.
But Father, I'm just...
Now, Roland, if there is nothing else, pray leave me be. I have more important matters to attend to.
They needed to take down either Acefrost or Hyzant.
Yes, Father.
They should have allied with one of the powers and taken down the others. The other.
If only I'd found the right words. If only I had kept my emotions in check. Perhaps things would have ended differently.
No, Ragnar was messing up judgment.
Blaming yourself for past mistakes will lead you nowhere. You must look forward for the opportunities ahead.
Of course. And I trust you'll be at my side come that time.
Just as House Wolford stands with the crown, I stand with you.
I am fortunate to have as loyal a friend as you.
As am I. Ah, enough sentimentality. Raise your spear so I can knock it down.
You're welcome to try, my friend.
Ah. Let's check the encampment. There are some training missions. Oh, one training mission. That's good. But we're going to leave that for the next episode. Thank you for watching this live stream. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description, the pinned comment. This has been your host Abraham L. Jaguar, and remember, level up in game and level up in life. I will stream Tormented Souls in about 3 or 4 hours, more or less. Once again, thank you and later.